What's up? 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 Y'all listen. First of all, I just love this lip gloss because it's got a light on it. There you go. Let's see that. Secondly, I love it because it is yet another Black woman-owned business. What's up, sexy people? Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of Nights with Nicci. Nights with Nicci, Nights with Nicci. I always forget to double click that live on Instagram. What's up, beautiful people? What's up, beautiful people? Come on up in here. I see you. I see you. Yes, I do. Praise the Lord. Saints, I see you. I see you. I see you. What up, sexy people? What up, those sexy people? What up, beautiful people? What up, beautiful people? So today is What Up Doe Wednesday. And in addition to it being What Up Doe Wednesday, today is also 313 Day. Shout out. Hello, Sora. Shout out to all my 313ers up in this MF. I appreciate you guys for bopping in and hanging out with me on a Wednesday night for Nights with Nicci. If you are watching on YouTube, please press like and subscribe and share, please. And your comments are greatly appreciated. And if you are watching on Instagram, what up, Zoe Instagram? Hey, Arnold. Hi, Arnold. Oh my God, I got to talk to you. You guys, listen, first and foremost, I have had a fantastic day of pry to the grass. Can we get a round of applause? Or let me find one of these sounds. Hold on. The DJ horn will work. Boom, bam, boom. Boom, bam, boom. All right. We had a wonderful day today. A lot of productivity today. I don't even have to tell y'all. It has been more than a notion to be rebuilding from the bottom up, no pun intended, but there's also a lot of really good stuff that goes along with that process. So I know usually I get on my Nights with Nicci's and y'all got to excuse me because I'm fresh up out of hair wash. My husband's like, you ain't putting on a ball cap? No, and she is not. And she's giving baby fro healthy hair that's not blown out or straightened or pressed or permed or none of those things. It just feels good. I don't know, y'all. I ain't got on a stitch of makeup. I have on zero makeup. What else? Not even mascara. I'm over lashes. I don't know what it is, but I'm just in a space in my life where everything just feels extraneous as AF. I do think I'm gonna get me some braids though. So I've seen a couple people with those really nice, what they call knotless braids. I saw somebody today with some. And my group member, Erin, shout out to Erin and Alexis, Brownstone in the building. She gets them and they look amazing. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm just on this journey of like just keeping it real. I'm just on this journey of just like not feeling like I'm extra lashed out, extra made up. Although, shout out, let me get another horn. Shout out to the sisters who have been taking care of my makeup for my BET appearances. Hello, hello, hello. And the sister who took care of my makeup for the TV One appearances and all of the stage appearances that we've been doing. We got some Black women out here really doing wonderful things in the space of glam, hair, and makeup. Oh, and my hairstylist who cut my hair into the gorgeous bob. Shout out to Miss Talise. I love and support Black women-owned businesses always. But yeah, y'all, I just didn't feel like doing much of anything. So I threw on my Fight for Worth t-shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it. Check it out. Check it out. Let me move the mic so y'all can check it out. Boom, bam, boom. You can get you one as soon as we get this stove thing popping. I know I have been kind of in an all over the place kind of a space, but that is because when you are taking on a Goliath like the one I am taking on, which we're not going to make this live about them. So y'all ain't got to go shutting my live down. Algorithm ain't got to go blocking and none of that stuff, because we just here to talk about some really crazy sugar honey iced tea happening in the media. However, yes, I'm all over the place because we are busting our asses to build this incredible streaming platform, guys. My team, shout out to my incredible team of BIPOC, Black, brown, people of color, indigenous people of color. I'm so grateful for these women because they have really been helping me in ways that are unimaginable. We don't have a huge staff, y'all. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do love y'all sincerely. We'll have a really big staff of 9. We out in these streets doing it, pulling it together ourselves. But I figure I'll take a little dive into the comment section. If y'all got some questions and whatnot, don't pay attention to the fact that my nails ain't did. Don't pay attention to the fact that my hair ain't did. Don't pay attention to the fact that I ain't got no lashes on. And you can see my damn freckles. I don't know if y'all can see it on Instagram, but YouTube and them can definitely see the freckle game is popping. Most of y'all probably didn't know. But yeah, I got freckles from my mama proudly. Kwame says, hello. I love that you are constantly giving us content. I work nights. So thank you for giving me something to vibe to. Speaking of something to vibe to, y'all, let's just vibe for a minute. Hold on. Hey, I love this. Listen, I'm a sucker for a little pocket. That's what the old people call a pocket. And well, it's gonna kick in and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Not let y'all go, but we're gonna get into it. Drink me some water. Can y'all hear that IG? I need to bang that a little louder. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to do too much. See, that's that old like hit him with the shoulder. Hey. I love it. And YouTube, don't be trying to block because we got licenses for the music that we playing. Hello, we got licenses. Thank you, Kwame. Shout out to Kwame watching me on YouTube. Shout out to AD. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to everyone watching on IG. If you have a question for me, then feel free to ask. But I thought it would be fun to go into the comment section a little bit, just a wee bit. This is something called the comment section. And you know what's crazy? Let me ask y'all, do you think that it is, hold on, let me open it up. Okay. So let me ask y'all this question, right? Because, we be wanting to know. Well, some of us want to know. Do you think that it is good for celebrities or influencers or, folks to get off into the comment section? Because I have been one to spend a little bit of time in the comment section. Another reason why I spend time in the comment section is because, unfortunately, the OOTA, we talk about them often, the owners of the algorithm, OOTA hashtag, a lot of times they don't, really be feeling what I be dropping. You know what I'm saying? Because I be dropping these conversations about ownership and intellectual property theft. And Black women not fighting and bamming people's heads up against the concrete in the streets. And the reason why they probably be feeling some type of way about it is because they make a lot of money off of the destruction of what? The Black community. And there are a lot of people out here who don't really get off into it, but I'm not those people. I am auntie who's going to get off into it. As a matter of fact, I was getting off into this interview with Tokyo Tony on the show with the blue couch. Shout out to all the YouTubers out there doing their thing. And I was like, Tokyo Tony is like that auntie that's just gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. She ain't hold nothing. She gonna say what she got to say. What come up, come out. Shout out to Jane Farmer, new subscriber. Thank you, Jane Farmer. Thank you. But I was watching the Tokyo Tony interview, and I was like, see, this is what it is. We a bunch of me, Tokyo, Monique, Jag, Angie, Taraji now. Like so many of us are out here just aunties out here keeping it real and telling the truth, right? And I think that our community has moved away from accepting that kind of tough love from the aunties, right? Because we got so many kids out here running around doing the dumb sugar honey iced tea like the young sister. And I'm not going to play it. I was going to upload it and I was going to play it, but I'm not going to give uploading and playing because it is triggering for people. In fact, full disclosure, I did not even watch the whole video of the girl being assaulted. Now, we're going to get off into the comment section because there were people who don't feel like she was assaulted. There are people who felt like, hold on. Let's get off into the comment section because I'm the auntie that, we got to talk about it, right? So I reluctantly posted a video on my Instagram. I don't even want to see it. I can't look at it. Okay. So I reluctantly posted a video on my Instagram. And by reluctantly, it was definitely something that I reluctantly posted because I really was like, okay, it makes me nauseous to see it. But for those of you who had the displeasure of seeing the video of the young African American girl, we are not going to post it out of courtesy and respect. And I'm thinking about taking it off my IG page, but it's just got so much interaction and so many different people have different commentary about it all that I'm just kind of like, oh shit. I mean, is this opening up a dialogue that the community needs to have? Now, first, let me give y'all a disclaimer. First and foremost, hold up. Why my phone keep doing that? Hold on. So disclaimer. I did not post this because I wanted popularity. So for anybody out there who's like, why are you posting this? Oh my God, it's too traumatic, whatever. You're right. And two things can be true, ma'am. And the two things that are true are, it is definitely triggering. It is definitely something that I question whether or not I would post or repost. And the reason that I posted the clip of me talking about the Equality Can't Wait challenge. Let me tell y'all what that was. So about 4 or 5 years ago, from the Bottom Up Foundation. Well, maybe it wasn't 4 or 5 years ago. It was some time ago, y'all. I think I mentioned this on a recent live. Mackenzie Bezos, formerly married to Jeff Bezos. I guess I'm saying that right. She did this Equality Can't Wait campaign, and they were giving away grants of $10 million. Like, I think they were giving multiple organizations $10 million grants. So I was geeked up. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I might have said a few things in social because we had to do like a little, 90-second elevator pitch. And I posted that after I posted the video of the young girl being brutally attacked by the sister. And yes, I know the other part of it is, who wants to see a young black girl beating up what I now understand allegedly is a young white girl, because of with racial tensions the way that they are, and people out in these streets looking for a reason to label black women angry and hostile and violent. I played all of those scenarios in my head before I posted this shit. And let me just offer this disclaimer first for everybody who's new to the channel, because I do see a few new subscribers. Thank y'all so much. Hello, good evening, Sam. Thank y'all. Happy 313 day. What up, though? What up, though? Sugar, salt. If you didn't get out today, it's not my fault. That's why I be trying to stay out the comments, because then I'm going to start responding to y'all. But anyway, this was definitely something I questioned whether or not I should post, for all of those reasons, because I was like, damn, do we need to add to the stereotype of the angry black woman? But then at the same time, what we have to do is take responsibility for what is going on in our communities. We have to look it in the eye. We have to sit in it. We got to sit in it. And we don't have the option of saying, that ain't me no more. Them ain't my kids no more. Because that was somebody's child laying in that street convulsing. That was somebody's child attacking another person. See, the other thing that we're not thinking about is we're not thinking about what the parent of the attacker. Well, okay. I said I was going to get into the comment section. Let me get into the comment section. Shut my mouth. Say what the people saying under my comments, and then we're going to talk about it. So there was one in particular, so everybody's shocked and appalled. One comment is, this is so sad having a teenage daughter. I'm always asking what I can do to avoid this kind of conflict. And I'm not going to say the people's name, because they just put the comment up there, and I ain't gonna put them all on blast on all these platforms. But she says, I'm always doing what I can do to avoid this kind of conflict, even taking her to school. I love what you're doing to help create an outlet for these young, for these young to express and feel heard and protected. Somebody said, this hurt my soul. I don't even have words. It hurt me deep. But I'm trying to find. Okay, here's the point that I was trying to say. One person says, a fight is one thing. Attempted, and I don't think I could say this word on YouTube, but taking somebody's whole life away is a whole nother thing. I don't condone it either, but there was a stopping point and that didn't take place. I must agree that the media plays a big role in this behavior. I'm trying to find one. Okay. This is exactly the comment I was looking for. Hold on, you guys. I have charged my computer. Hold up. Okay. This is one of the comments that was a very valid comment. And this is one of the comments that I was addressing. To a degree, it was valid. She said, "You are literally doing the very thing you are condemning. Next time, do a video with your commentary and don't worry about reposting." Right? And then someone says, "It also helps if Black people stop sharing and posting images that show us in a negative light, as if it's normal. Last year, I became intentional about what I was exposing myself to, blocking, hiding certain images, and liking others. I've noticed a major change in the images I'm exposed to on social media." Okay, let's unpack that. That's a great place to start. Those two. And here is the thing. If I read your comments and you want to come on here and actually talk about it with me tonight, I will send you a link so that you can come and talk to this old silver-haired lady about it. But I have to address this. And I'm very like, let's talk about it, okay? So for the sister who says that I'm literally doing the very thing that I'm condemning, right? I thought long and hard about that. I was like, damn, do I show this narrative? Because I saw it a couple nights before, I think. And I was just like, oh my God. And I was going to repost it. And I was like, nah. And then I was like, well, I'm a media company and I need to talk about it. And then I was like, oh, but that's, would be doing it, from a place of like, most media companies put media out there because it drives revenue and advertising. And that's not necessarily it for me either. What would be the point of me putting this out here? This is someone's child convulsing, which again, I have to tell you, I did not watch all of it. After I saw her slam her head up against the wall a couple times and I read the comments and heard what happened, then I stopped watching. But this is somebody's child being brutalized publicly. And this is a humiliating thing to circulate all over the place. I thought about that too. But then I thought about, I have a docu-series that I produced some years ago on sexual assault, right? And the subject of the documentary has gone through a series of, do I want to do it? Are people interested? Does it matter? Whatever. And we spent a lot of time and we spent a lot of money and we spent a lot of energy. And I'm just like, yeah, but if she has a second thought, it's her story. So then the conflict that I was dealing with was, we produced this thing. We've got all the releases. We got all the right to air whatever we want to air. We could air it tomorrow with no issues at all. We spent a lot of money making this doc. Part of the reason why we haven't really put it out there full throttle is because it's like, if a person is, feeling like, oh, I don't want to revisit this. Do you want them to revisit that? Then I have to think about the reason why we do stuff like this. The reason why Worth Media, Women in Reality Film, TV. Yes, it's a plug. Somebody's like, she always plugging her shit. You sure am, and is, for sure. Because I know the good we're doing. But why are we doing this? We're doing this to impact positively large groups of people, the masses. This isn't about the one individual. I've been through the fire. I've been ostracized, and I know this is real different than having your head slammed against the floor. I'm not justifying it that way or trying to make it about me. I'm just saying sometimes you have to decide whether it is good for the collective or for the individual. And I felt in this instance, with this particular clip of this violence, it would be good for the collective. It would be good for all the people paying attention, so you can see the impact, the negative impact of the media we're consuming. Like when we see Zeus, I'm sorry, Lemmy, you from Detroit, And, I'm this 313 day and I'm really not trying to call nobody out, but, I be being real fake. And right now I don't even have no fake lashes or fake hair. I ain't got on a stitch of makeup. I'm on YouTube looking crazy as hell. So since I'm keeping it real, I'm going to keep it real and say the stereotypes that are shown every single day in social media have a very negative impact on the minds of these young girls out here. And I've been saying that for 569 million thousand years. I've been saying over and over and over and over. I'm going to say it one more time and over again. That the stereotypes and the narratives that we keep showing all through the media are destroying our youth. Because while the average adult can decipher and is emotionally intelligent enough to decide what makes sense and what does not, this is some BS, right? And I'm not even going to hold you up. There has been violence or threats of violence and bad bitch behavior in just about every single reality TV show, music video, song, everything we look at. Bad behavior is rewarded. Someone having the read of the century. The I beat your mother. You know what I'm saying? All of that is rewarded in the media. You will get a record deal for being a bad B. You will get a record contract for talking about how many you bang bang shot them up in the street. Your life will change for the better. You will be living in a house on a hill until they decide to take that from you. But you'll be living there in that space, existing in that space, looking like a bad bee or a real in ninja to all of these young, impressionable minds that have not developed emotionally. And the crime of what we saw with that young African-American girl banging that young Caucasian, allegedly girl's head up against the wall. And the fact that this young girl is in the hospital fighting for her life is that they're going to attempt to try this 15-year-old as an adult, allegedly. And I'm going to read an article for those of you who haven't read it. Bear with me. I had it up, but Missouri Attorney General, Republican, not that many of us based on the comments disagree, but the Missouri Attorney General wants the teenage girl seen slamming another high schooler's head into the concrete to be charged as an adult and hit with the homicide charges if the critically injured victim dies. The evil, and this is, I guess, what he said allegedly, and this is from, I guess I got to get an outlet I'm reading from the New York Post. The evil and complete disregard for human life has no place. This evil and complete disregard for human life has no place in Missouri or anywhere. I'm praying for the victim. The criminal should be charged and tried as an adult. If the victim dies, the offense should rise to homicide. He stated that the unidentified 15-year-old, whose case is being held in juvenile court. I will do everything in my power to ensure that the perpetrator is held fully accountable, he added. Everybody in on this. I mean, not in on this, but they're here to make sure that this young sister is tried as an adult. And she's 15, allegedly, 15 years old. And the reason I started talking about these narratives and these images and people that you always got to bring P-Valley into it. You always got to bring the housewives into it. You always got to bring the bad girls club and the bad bitches of Atlanta and the bad bitches everywhere into it. Yep, I do. Because they, those, and them contribute to the destruction of the narrative of Black women and girls in our community. And in addition to that, globally, the way we are perceived and received in other countries, other places in the world. See, we are us. They are we are them. They're not going to say young 15-year-old black girl from underserved community who they're not going to give her discography or biography describing, why she did what she did. It's going to be a black woman attacks a white woman and beats her head up again. And that follows us all, every single one of us, right? So when you see a black woman raising her voice to a fever pitch because she is fighting for something like police brutality, when you see a black woman fighting for her rights or for the rights of the community and the people that she loves and cares about, you see someone who is advocating for us and they see someone who is angry. When they see someone who is angry, they now have another notch in their belt to say, well, you see what that angry black girl did to the white girl in Missouri, right? I'm sorry. I just think today or yesterday, one of these days is very close to the time Taylor, celebrating Breonna Taylor. I just thought about that. And then we think about cases like Breonna Taylor. Y'all, I know I be getting on this soapbox of YouTube and Instagram and all of these platforms, and I'm always out here preaching. I'm not a preacher at all. Ooh, but I got a great episode of Diary of a Diva coming, and y'all gonna hear some preaching, Kiki Y, but I digress. I get on here and I'm always like on the rant about what is happening in our communities. I'm always on the rant about why black women and girls are treated the way that we are treated. And it is because our babies don't know any better. This little girl, there's no way that this little girl should have done what she did. But also, her being tried as an adult, I have questions about that. And they're hard questions to ask because I don't even really know what those questions are, but I wonder what is the reason for having a juvenile court system, right? She's still an undeveloped mind. She's still a juvenile. Like the biology of it is that she's 15 years old and she did something horrible. And Lord God, please, I hope that this girl survives. I hope the victim of this, because it was a brutal, brutal attack, I hope she survives. But the fact remains, this was a young, undeveloped, emotionally unintelligent young woman who probably has dealt with a lot of really horrible things and issues and challenges in her life, and who watches television every day, who gets affirmation for that behavior. Like, if we gonna start holding these kids responsible for what they are doing out here in these streets, holding them as responsible as we would an adult, then we should definitely start holding these motherfucking adults responsible for the things that they put in the ears and the eyes of these children, of these minors. If we're going to hold children responsible for their actions, which I want to know what y'all think. I'm so conflicted about her being charged as an adult. Her whole life, I'm just real conflicted about that. But if we're going to hold the children responsible, why can't we hold the adults? And I don't just mean the parents, because someone said the parents. Hassan, I see you, brother. He said the parents. I definitely believe that the parents have a responsibility in this. Without a doubt, the parents have a huge responsibility in this. But you guys, let's just talk about what it means to be black in America for a minute. We are not that many years removed from human trafficking, black human trafficking, also known as slavery. We have been beaten down for generations. And we're just getting to the point and all of that. Yeah, you can't make that excuse now because, babe, listen, because I got a whole case up in a case in a court right now. We said we weren't going to talk about that. The decks are stacked against us in ways that you can't even imagine. So as parents, back in the day, in the 70s, somebody says, why can't we get back to holding the parents in the homes responsible? I'm about to answer that question for you right now. We about to get into it. We can and we should hold the parents' responsibility. But let me say this. If she's 15, her mother is probably very young. And not only that, she could have a mother who has done everything in her power to raise her child the right way. Just because somebody out in these streets wilding the F out and doing dumb sugar honey iced tea does not mean that it is the parents' fault for raising a child that does that. I know plenty of people who come from a household where one kid is bad as hell and the other kid is a scholar, a presidential scholar, right? We get to a point where at a certain age we're making our own decisions. And again, she could have an irresponsible, slouchy mom, or she could have a mom that was at work. Her mother could be a caregiver, a nurse, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? People are out here working their asses off to make ends meet, to make sure their kids can eat. And I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might not agree with this, but I'm going to say this. It takes a village. People have always said, the ancestors have told us that. Let me tell you, in the 70s and in the 80s even, it took an entire community to keep an eye out for your kids, right? And I get it. These kids bad as hell now. And like, listen, Linda, I know. Got a couple of them on, so I get it. People definitely are like, raise your own kids. But the reason that it takes a village, the reason why you want to take on the responsibility, if the opportunity presents itself for you to look out for the neighbor's child, is because those kids are from your neighborhood. Meaning those kids shop in the same stores. Those kids, go to school with your kids. Those kids interact with, they grow up. And if you notice that there are kids in the neighborhood that aren't getting what they need and you have the option or opportunity to help, do it. Because guess what? Those are kids from your neighborhood. So somebody breaking your house, breaking your car, rob you at the store in your neighborhood, those are those kids that you said, them ain't my kids, and I don't care nothing about it taking the village. I'm not saying we should go around here trying to raise other people's kids, because we know that could turn bad, easy, fast, and quick too. But I'm saying where there is an opportunity for us to be less judgmental. And not only that, so let me I got on a little bit of a tangent, as I do, because I had a big ass brain with a whole bunch of shit in it. But back to the community. This is what I mean by it takes a community and it takes a village and it takes all of us, right? Not that you got to be going out here trying to handle other people's kids, because that'll get you in trouble fast. But that when we are riding in our cars, going to work, and we hear, slap that bitch in the head, throw that hoe down the stairs, shoot that dead. When we hearing that and we just bop, 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 bop. Oh, that's the bump. And we turning it up and our kids listening to it and they singing it right on with us. Slap that hoe in the head, down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Like we're right along with it, right? Then we get to the crib and we go get us something to eat, take off our shoes and pour us a glass of wine, and we turn on the TV and it's like, bitch, I'll beat your motherfucking, drinks flying, tables flipping, you know what I'm saying? Her husband cheated on, that bitch ain't, you know what I'm saying? All of that dumb, disrespectful, awful, terrible narrative that we are entertained by because it's so compelling. And I get it. My husband said it. Because trust me, listen. My husband, my family be like, okay, holy roller. And I ain't no holy roller, but I'm very judgy when it comes to certain shit because I just don't think it's necessary. Y'all know I'm judgy. Shit, I'm judging every time I post some shit in social media about how trifling it is. I can be judgy. And the reason I'm judgy It's because I understand a layer of this that y'all don't understand. I understand what C. Dolores Tucker. Y'all want to sing it? Wonder why they call you a ghetto hood. I shouldn't have been singing that, but they made a song up about the lady. Wonder why they call you B. Because she was out here in these streets trying to let our children, the adults in the room know that our children were in very, very serious danger of being right where we are today. So angry. And I think it was, you know what? And I meant to say this earlier. I don't just think it was that she was angry. I'm not going to put what she did to that girl just on anger. I'm going to say that she also was trying to show off. That she also was probably trying to go a little viral. That she also probably knew somebody was filming her beat the shit out of somebody. And then it kind of snapped and she just didn't know how to come back from it. Because, and a lot of people are like, there are even people who were on there are people in the comments on the post, and baby, y'all are commenting on that post. You feel me? Yeah. But there are people on there talking about, well, she came to fight and she couldn't fight, and don't start none, won't be none, and whoopty whoopty whop. And I'm like, but at a certain point, there has to be something that says, I cannot take it from fighting to committing a flat out homicide. Now we got a 15-year-old girl who is potentially going to be charged as an adult for the work she put in on a young Caucasian girl who appears to be Caucasian, over a boy who's going to not be with either one of them. Right? So if we think that this is just the parents' responsibility, our community is never, ever going to get over this shit. It's going to get worse. It's going to meet you at the front door. It's going to, your kids go to school. Your children have to go to school with children who are angry. So how do we as a community, without getting directly involved in raising other people's kids, start to move our community in the direction of healing and something better? We have to stand up against content and narratives that tell our children that what that girl did is okay. And by stand up, it doesn't even require. So let me go back to this post that the lady posted under here, because she made a very valid point, and I meant to tell her she was absolutely right. The sister said, it also helps if Black people stop sharing and posting images that show us in a negative light as if it's normal. Last year, I became intentional about what I was exposing myself to, blocking or hiding certain images, liking others. I've noticed a major change in the images I'm exposed to on social media. She is 100% right. She is 100,000% correct. And that is how we stop the problem. We stop the problem by doing exactly what this woman said, right? We stop amplifying and liking and sharing horrible images like this. Now, it could sound like I'm being a walking contradiction because I shared it. But the reason I shared it was because it was so graphic and so terrible that I knew it would be hundreds and hundreds of people commenting and talking about it and talking through solutions and talking through. And I knew it would be I knew that this would be, and unfortunately, we have become a community where that if it bleed, it lead. And that kumbaya shit just don't fly. People got a whole lot of sugar honey iced tea to say about me doing this Diary of a Diva situation and talking to Monifa and talking to Kiki, which, that's fire too. And hopefully being able to talk to Selena and everybody else. And they got a lot of, but because there has to be a little bit of mess in order for our people to pay attention to it. And that is a very dangerous place for us to be in, but it's a great place for us to start, because that is where we are. And we have to start where we are. We're in a place where you gotta have a little twang on it for people to pay attention to it, for people to start talking about it. We talk about this Cat Williams interview, and we talk about how much he had to say about all of these comedians, and he shouldn't have, right? But if he had not said what he said, exactly how he said it at the moment that he said it, who he said it with, the message wouldn't have reached the people at the level that it did. So I was talking to my husband, and I was like, in order to get through to people, sometimes they just gotta not like your ass, or like you and get you, right? It takes all kind of people to make it go. And sometimes it's the disruptor. That's why they call it disruptor. Because sometimes you got to see a young black 15-year-old girl beating another girl's head into the ground and see how horrible things are and how tragic things have gotten. We have gotten to the point. Exactly. Real Life Turn Up Radio says, and we have to have a longer attention span. Exactly. We are digesting 30 and 60-second content. We don't have, and again, people are busy. People are working their asses off trying to make ends meet. I just got through telling y'all how I don't know if I'm coming or going here lately, which is why y'all getting no makeup and no real whole bunch of it. Well, baby hair kind of popping a little bit, but it's kind of crooked over there. I'm tired. And I'm tired because I'm busting my ass like everybody else out here is busting their ass trying to recover from the pandemic still. So we don't have the time or the attention to focus on being as great as we used to back in the day. Oh, and we were much greater. Let me tell you something about how much greater. We have access to more information now. We have more resources now. We have the ability to reach more people now, but we are definitely not as great as we used to be. And I don't care who got a problem with it. I'm the auntie who really don't care who has a problem with what my grown 53-year-old ass been places a lot of people have never been and will never go. I know what I'm talking about and real confident in what I'm saying. We're not as great as a community of people as we used to be. The music ain't as great. The TV ain't as great. The fashion ain't as great. The sisterhood and brotherhood ain't as great. The education, people are smart. And people are smarter because there's information everywhere. We're putting it into computers every time we look up. You talking to your husband, in Timbuktu and saying, I want some popcorn, and the popcorn ad come up on your phone. It's just the information is there. But are we great in terms of how we look out for one another? Are we great in terms of how we view what is happening with our community? I mean, y'all look at it. Let me tell y'all something. Hold up. My long-winded ass. Let me tell y'all something. Look around you. In your families, at your jobs, in your communities. Not like maybe like in your bubble, but outside of your bubble. Look at what's happening. Social media will have you believing so much shit that's just not real and it's not true. Look at what's happening in hip hop. And no, I'm not going to get on the bandwagon of like talking about people because stuff was filed and this and that. I wasn't there. And if I wasn't there, I ain't got shit to say about it. If I was there, you're going to hear it. Depend positively, you're going to hear it. We spend so much time out here dissecting other people's trauma. We spend so much time out here thriving on the demise and the destruction of the people around us. Like we are literally being fed our own people. And that sounds really terrible, but think about it. We sat up here, the world watched Wendy Williams. Like what woman? I know I be on here without my edge control. I know, I be on here not greased up, ashy elbows from time to time. But ain't nobody going to allow themselves to be seen publicly the way Wendy Williams was shown publicly for all the world to see. That was humiliation, and it was intentional. It's so much intentional Black humiliation going on out here. It's crazy to me. And the people that they're selling the humiliation and the destruction of a person, the crumbled up, it's like they go and they siphon all of this money and all of these records and, they got all this music and all of these TV shows out of Black folks and all this other stuff. And then when they are completely deflated and depleted of everything because they have encouraged bad behavior, because they've encouraged records that tell you to go bang, bang, shoot them up, because they've encouraged talk show hosts to go talk negatively and foul about people, because they've encouraged all of this terrible fucking behavior, then they just throw them back to us all just disgruntled and crippled and all jacked up. And then we just toss them around in a circle laughing at them. Look, do you see her without her wig? Look at her feet. Oh, look at this nigga. He done fell. And we're just like in this circle of like hounds tearing each other apart like raw meat because we have no leadership, because we have no honor. Oh, here go where the Uda get mad. And the reason we don't have those things is because the people who sit up high and look down low, there's no reason why Black people have made so much money and they haven't spread the wealth to others in the community. Black people are poor in the hood. Black people are struggling everywhere. We running around here all up in the videos dancing and celebrating as if we really have some. A 15-year-old girl is about to be tried as an adult because she did some shit that people get rewarded to do on television in the media every single day. How do we justify that? How do we rationalize that white people and Lemmy and anybody else who creates that kind of content get paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to see Black people doing crazy shit like the 15-year-old girl did? Now, whether somebody's gotten their head slammed to the concrete, they got security to stop it from going quite that far, but it's been some horrible shit that's happened to people. And those corporations get paid lots of money because they serve it up to our community and we eat it and we consume it and we talk about it and we laugh about it. And the little girl in the hood that tries to emulate it, the little girl in the hood who tries to do what she sees on television every single motherfucking day, the little girl who she looked like she could fight. She would probably have someday auditioned for one of them clubs, Bad Girl Krishan shows or whatever. We see it every single day. And now this girl, two young girls' lives are forever negatively impacted. And y'all can be like, oh, well, she's stupid. Oh, well, not my kid. Well, it could have been your kid on either side of that. Your kid could have been attacked by that girl. And that's why I say it takes a village. And that's why I say when you have the opportunity to say enough of the trash and the garbage, you should speak up about it. We looking now, we're seeing all these cases come up and we're hearing all this stuff about people that did this to this person and did that to that person. And oh, they did this to this. And those people built the industry. R. Kelly is somewhere in prison. And people who had some idea, I'm sure, of what he was doing are still making money off of his music and his art. That money is not going to, okay, y'all, they're going to cut my live off. Prepare yourselves. That money ain't going to no sexual assault organizations in the hood. Lifetime. How many young black girls have benefited from counseling as a result of sharing their stories on that Surviving R. Kelly thingy? Who's getting those royalties and residuals? I'm sick and tired of feeling like the only person in the room who cares enough to speak up about this shit. I got nieces and nephews and family and people I love and little young girls all over the world that now believe that the way to get on is to be somebody ass, to be able to fight, to be able to hurt another person. And this is how we're affected politically, because now you have the Republican Attorney General saying that this young girl needs to be charged as a motherfucking adult. Bottom line is, what she did was heinous. What she did was terrible. Bottom line is, she needs to be punished for what she did, and she needs to deal with whatever the repercussions are for what she did. But she's not an adult. She is not an adult. She is 15. And she's a 15-year-old who did something that we see rewarded every single solitary day in the media. True Angel says, girl, they dropped your live 3 to 4 times last time. They sure did. They most certainly did. Thank you, True Angel. Thank you. Knuckles says, you're such a hard worker. Yes, I am. I love my people. You guys, listen, I say all the time, it will be so much easier for me to just be amenable and acquiesce to all of this bullshit and act like it doesn't bother me and act like it doesn't affect me. But it breaks my heart because, see, I've been in this business a long time. And I remember when this industry was built on something a whole lot more motherfucking, see, YouTube don't like that, a whole lot more valuable than who can fight the best, who can cuss somebody out the best, who can hurt the next person the best. And then we sit up and that's a shame. I can't believe that girl. Oh my God, I can't believe she did that. But yet we will let the media show us these depictions all the time. Right? Like I said, I'm not gonna hold you up. I was so excited to hear that Portia Stewart was gonna be on the Housewives, right? And I mean, you know, I know there have been moments or whatever, but I was like, oh, this is great. Portia's gonna be on the Housewives. Oh, great. We get to see a healthy blah, blah, blah. And then 5 minutes later, it's announced that she's going through a divorce. Now that's her business, and I wasn't there, and I'm staying out of folks' business and whatever. But why do we always have to see black men in the Real Housewives franchise and black marriages destroyed? I'm gonna say it one more time for the people who didn't hear me in the back. But before I say it, I'm about to make sure my lip gloss popping for when they, you know, tell you what they got to say about what I said. Why? Whoever's in charge over there, does it appear that black families are always under attack? Black men are always under attack? How come we can't just have a whole family situation without it feeling like it's just always some, you know? And that ain't my business because I'm not on that show. Been asked and declined. I was recently reached out to by another really popular producer. about a potential opportunity to do something, and the answer was, I'm sorry, it's a pass for me, because I will struggle and rebuild from the bottom just like I'm doing right now, because these lawyers have shown me through before I allow this marriage, this soulmate I got. My husband's like, oh, you want, that's what you're trying to, oh, no, 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 no. And it's a shame, because guess what? There's so many aspects of shows like Real Housewives and a lot of these shows that we really love. The fashions, the entrepreneurship, all of the women are beautiful, all the women are super smart, all the women are educated, all the women can run their businesses. Why does there have to be the bullshit? Why can't we build our brands and our businesses and have a little, listen, R&B Divas is a perfect example. Baby, listen, the show was called R&B Divas, so you was going to get your diva on R&B Divas. You was going to get me and Selena having moments and so on and so forth. But when you start manipulating the narrative, when you start working behind the scenes to destroy people's shit. Somebody said, I would love you to see you on Housewives. Been inquired about a few times, but absolutely positively unequivocal. I can't do reality TV anymore. Ever. I have to do docuseries television. And the reason I can't do reality TV is because, baby, I'm too real for reality TV. Many people have reached out to me and asked me, don't get it twisted. Let's be clear. Okay, let's be clear. Lots of people want your girl on reality TV. I've had plenty of offers to go and get a check. And God knows, and Jesus knows, and most of you know, and Stars and Lionsgate knows, and my attorneys know, and my expert that I still got to pay know, I need a check. I need to be able to, but I will not compromise my morals or sacrifice my family for popularity and fame, and for a bunch of people to be entertained off of the demise of this here black unit, period. Me and my husband will move into a studio with our big old feeler off the ocean somewhere and plant fruit and eat lettuce before we allow a culturally incompetent white male lens to get into our marriage and into our family and cause division. And that is what these reality shows are about. And getting into Diary of a Diva, because I want to touch on that a little bit, because this Kiki Wyatt one is coming. But in closing, let me close out the story of the young identified black girl at 15 years old. If you're just coming into the live, that's what this was about. I am praying so hard for her family. I am praying so hard for the family of the victim. I'm praying so hard for this victim. I'm praying to God that this young girl does not lose her life. It was so hard to watch. It was so hard to watch. And I can't imagine the call that her parents got. I can't imagine what the school had to say. I'm going to go into all of that. But if you've ever gotten a call from the school in the middle of the day, baby, your whole heart, like it's like that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning call from somebody back home that you ain't heard from in a long time. That whole heart drop. Oh my God, what's going on? Like that whole feeling. I can't imagine what it feels like to have a parent receive a call